It's time once again for a book that'll hurt your feelings, but like in a good way. This book has been compared to Jason Reynolds meets Matt de la Peña, which is like a tall order. But in the case of this book, I think that comparison is deserved. My name is Yona. I'm a librarian at Field Teen Center at the Free Library of Philadelphia, and today we're going to talk about Barely Missing Everything by Matt Mendez. The story focuses on two Chicano teens who are in their last year of high school. Barely Missing Everything is a book about what it feels like to grow up Chicano in a world that doesn't understand these boys, dismisses them, or is out to do them harm. Juan is hoping to get out of El Paso once and for all on a basketball scholarship, and JD wants to make movies, Quentin Tarantino style. But both of them also have a lot of things that are getting in their way and holding them back. The only camera that JD can afford is this junky old one that he found at the thrift store. And also, his mom just kicked his dad out of the house for cheating, so that's fun. Juan's basketball dreams are also in trouble because he just sprained the heck out of his ankle by running from the cops when he didn't even do anything. But they sure did beat him up and arrest him anyway. But he's got even bigger problems to worry about because he doesn't know it yet, but his mom just found out that she's pregnant again. And she's getting letters from somebody on death row who Juan starts to think might just be his father. Mendez describes his characters with both humor and heart, and everybody's really lovable and also pretty messy, but you fall in love with them right away. The story rotates between the perspectives of Juan, JD, and Juan's mom, Fabi. And something I really appreciated is that they're all just a little bit unreliable. None of them has all the information. None of them is totally correct. So they each have their own perspective, but also their misunderstandings cause really interesting things to happen in the story. Mendez shows both good and not so good parts of Mexican American culture, both criticizing machismo and Catholic browbeating, and still celebrating friendship and family and really showing up for each other. It also spends a lot of time picking apart both class and race, both where they intersect, and the places where class isn't enough to protect somebody from racism. Because of those themes, this book does come with a couple of trigger warnings. It has both gun violence and police brutality, so it's not for the faint of heart, but it's totally worth it, I promise. And if that sounds a little too much like school, don't worry, because the relatable characters keep it from feeling too preachy or schooly. I also liked that the writing isn't super pretentious or hard to read. It gets to the point, but it's still beautiful. You can expect smatterings of Spanish and Mexican American slang, but don't worry, you don't need to understand every single word to be able to fall in love with these characters and enjoy this story. Think of it as a bonus for folks who do speak Spanish. If it sounds like your cup of tea, ask your local librarian for help finding a copy on the shelf or an ebook or audiobook. At Field Teen Center, we even have a copy en español that you can check out. For more book recommendations, you can check out our channel or get in touch with us. All of our contact information is in the description box, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you find something great to read.